We're back
It's the reunion
of Married at First Sight Season 20 Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And all 7 couples are here.
I forgot we had 7 couples. Yeah, because decision day was just the remainders, the leftovers, the survivors.
I saw Courtney and Nick walk out, and I was like, oh, no.
He's back. She's back. Oh, no.
Everyone collectively groaned.
She's been all over Instagram Reels where she's just constantly answering people's questions online.
It's her favorite thing.
Oh, my God.
For the criticism she had about Nick being on other reality shows, for her to suck up every minute of the 15 minutes of fame that she got from being on the show.
I think she's trying to get cast on the Traitors or something. Like, she's ready. She's ready to branch out here.
So the couples start walking out, and there's clear indications from the beginning about where their relationships stand.
As soon as Mecca and Belle came out and there was nothing between them, I went, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Because there are people who are locking arms, even like Devin and Caitlin.
Or holding hands. Or,
people
like,
who maybe didn't have the best relationship.
Because like Cam and Michelle, yes, they're holding hands, of course.
But then there's clearly tension between some of them.
Yes. And I thought at the end of the last episode, I was like, oh, are they just drumming it up? Because they were making it look like Belle was really upset at some of the questions and things like that. But we've seen that before where in group settings, she gets upset at other people.
Well, I was wondering if it was an editing thing.
If it's an edit. Because like on those previews, sometimes they'll make it look like something. But as soon as they came out and they did not interact directly, I was like, ooh, that might be it. I think that's it.
I think that we need to have a PSA about the amount of body glitter that Belle was wearing.
Oh.
It was
too much?
Too much.
Too much.
It was the entire bottle.
Oh, boy.
And then Adam is wearing his pheasant feather hat.
The pheasant feather hat. And then there was another shirt, a very patterned shirt that was going on here too.
Oh,
I
it
didn't
was a
see
whole
any
outfit.
tags.
It looked like a romper when he was sitting down.
Yeah. I think Belle had like, there was something on her thigh where I was like, I don't know. Something else going on with the fashions that I was not prepared for at the reunion here. Mecca had his like studded diamond tie. It was like a droopy kind of tie, and then it was like very...
It was a bow tie, a clip-on bow tie with a bunch of... Bedazzled fake diamonds all over it.
Devin wore his suit that he wore to the wedding day with matching sunglasses on top of his head. So he kept the fit.
Don't double down on it.
He kept the fit. I don't know. I think it bothers me more to have the sunglasses on top of the head.
Yes.
Then, I mean, if he had them on, I mean...
During the wedding?
Obviously, that's not ideal. But is that better? But is that better than on top of the head?
Someone should have intervened and said, take the sunglasses off, especially if you're not wearing them.
Right.
But you can't wear them.
But if the answer is it makes me feel like Macho Man Randy Savage, I think then the answer is like, okay, let it happen. Right? Everybody deserves to feel like Macho Man.
Alter ego.
Everybody deserves to feel like Macho Man Randy Savage on their wedding day. Okay? That's all I'm getting at.
Okay. I think that everybody's lucky that they got to throw those photos out and that he gets to try this again at some point with no sunglasses.
I hope so. Maybe.
Cam and Michelle, we have to start with them because they're the golden couple of the season.
Of course they are.
They're still married.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't as excited about this one as you would think. We weren't really rooting for them necessarily from the start. They were just very kind of...
I think that was clear.
They were just very kind of meh. And it was just like...
I was just ready to stop having to hear about them.
Yeah. So then to have the reunion be like really focused around them.
Yeah, it was too much.
At the end of it was just like, oh. Because then, out of all the couples, it was just them. It was Cam and Michelle and Mecca and Belle who said yes on decision day. Everybody else said no. Right. Yeah. So like that was going to be...
They were the only 2 couples that stayed married.
The 2, flagship couples that they were going to build the season around. But we'll start with Cam and Michelle specifically for this reason. Mm-hmm.
They figured out the logistics.
Yes.
It was made easy by the fact that she got laid off.
That helps.
So she moved to Portland.
Yeah. And now, I know you were worried about how much Cam makes salary-wise. It's more than 0. So Do you feel better about that, Michelle?
She got so upset later on when they were pointing that out. Like, I think Paul might have said it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I have a job.
Well, I have a job
I have
now.
a job now.
I have a job now.
I mean, I was laid off, but now I have a job.
I have a job. It's not, yeah, any of that. So it's like, okay, all right.
Chill out.
Easy.
But then he got offered a new coaching job in the Bay Area.
Yes.
So that's where they were moving at the time this was filmed.
Where people had seen them posting together in the Bay Area. So that was the assumption, was that, they must have ended up there, maybe as a compromise, maybe as something. I don't know, because they were torn between living in Seattle, living in Portland.
It must have been a good pay increase.
It must have been a good pay increase.
Because I didn't think she seemed open to moving around to a ton of different places.
No, it didn't seem like that. But then, I think between that, she probably was able to find a job in tech in the Bay Area pretty easily with her experience. So like that probably helped too. So
it's a good spot for both of them.
It's working out. It's working out for him. Yeah.
He proposed to her so that they didn't miss out on having that experience just because they got married at first sight.
Right.
So they play the clip because of course they filmed it so that we could watch it on on reunion. Not decision day.
Reunion day.
Reunion day.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
Anything notable about it?
It was at their bench where he was blindfolded and she choked him with some tasty treats.
Good memories.
Solid memories. What a place
to come back to.
To come back to and propose at the bench there. So very special.
I mean, I hate them, but I think it's sweet. Okay. Just so that you don't miss out on that experience of having been proposed to.
That's nice. Yeah, it's thoughtful. It's considerate. Mm-hmm. She was the gal who on wedding days, I was like, seems like she wants a wedding, not a marriage. So that was kind of feeding into that concern that I had where it's
an important component of that experience.
She wanted a proposal still, even though we got married at first sight. So it was like, But I think Cam is accommodating in that way where if she voices that as, that's something that I wish I could have had. And he's like, all right, I'll make that happen. So I can see where that worked out for them as a couple too.
The most exciting thing that happens their entire segment during the reunion is that Sean and Nikki start getting into a fight in the middle of it because Sean had said the thing to Michelle about not compromising on a guy who makes less money than you wanted him to.
Yes.
That he felt like that's what she was doing with Cam. She was accepting something that she wasn't really happy with. And Nikki is listening to Sean drone on and on, trying to explain what he meant. And she's like, just own it, Sean. That's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all heard it.
No need to bounce around to all these different topics of, but I always defend marriage and what it comes at. Well, clearly you didn't on theirs.
I am the biggest fan of marriage. That's why I wrote a book about it.
I'm coaching. Yeah. I do coaching now. And it's my thing. Okay.
That book better sell a lot of copies because he apparently doesn't have a job anymore.
I guess we should write a book on marriage then too.
Us?
Yeah. You and me. Corey and Carly should write our marriage book. And I don't know, the neurodiverse guide to marriage or something like that. Probably something along those lines.
I don't have it in me to write a book. I would lose interest after the first chapter.
Yeah. I think that was always my biggest thing with writing. It's fun when I feel like doing it. How often do I feel like doing it? Not very often. Not much.
They end up kind of closing out the show.
Cam and Michelle.
But we're talking about them first, so we'll just give their final update.
Spoiler, this is the big update.
Because nobody had asked them yet about having a baby, which was a big part of their story, and about Michelle's concerns about the fact that she had fibroids. And I felt like it was really upsetting that they asked her about this.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it needed to be an assumption that just because they're together that they're working towards having a baby right now.
I think they had brought it up where it was now their parents keep asking about grandkids.
Oh.
So
they opened the door to the comment.
Yeah. It was like the parent pressure on them that's building now, which then it was like, well, to talk about that, we have to talk about there's some fertility struggles that we're facing here.
So Michelle had fibroids, which they talked about on the show, but she ended up having to have a hysterectomy. Mm-hmm. So she did like she has all of her eggs that
Right.
she talked about that earlier.
Yes.
That she had gone ahead and done that in
She
preparation
froze.
for eventually doing IVF.
Yes,
But
she
now they're
froze.
going to have to pursue surrogacy or adoption.
Right.
Which I feel really bad for her. It's very clear that she wants to be a mom.
Yeah.
And this is just like a hard and more expensive path.
Right.
Right?
Added layer of complexity that's going into the decision now and part of that process. So it's tough. I'm still holding out for them to have triplets, and especially if they're going IVF and surrogacy, like that's a real possibility.
You just want that prediction to be true.
I need something to be right at the end of this season, please.
Mecca and Belle.
Uh-oh.
Things are not looking good between them. There seems to be some animosity.
Yeah, well, because Belle's pretty. She's an easy read. She does not have a poker face. So when they're asking,
I think she wants him to know that she's upset with him.
Well, yeah.
Because later on, as they're talking, Mecca is confused because he's like, "Well, we've seen each other since the show,
Right?
And this was not the vibe. So why today do I feel like you're coming in hot?"
Yeah, but I think and she has to explain. She was like, well, I think I was fired up. I was defensive. I was protective of our marriage, our relationship, of you. And I should have been equally as protective of myself in that process.
Yeah.
So she got kind of lost in that. So basically she was explaining how right after decision day, she was already having some regrets from her decision, where she was feeling like that wasn't the right call. And then a few weeks later, she decided to leave the marriage because it was still just kind of the same process that was happening here. So I think that's the bigger thing to call back to, is where it's like Mecca had like recommitted to her on decision day. And then we still saw some of those same patterns that were still happening. So like, that's the issue here.
So this is similar to what happened with Caitlyn.
Right.
Where Mecca's being super flirty with Caitlyn in front of Belle.
Yes.
So they went out together and he's flirting with a bunch of women. And then when he would have a few drinks, he would start calling her by his ex's name.
Not good.
Not good. So overall, she felt like he's super disrespectful towards her. You know, he doesn't respect her as his wife or a woman, another human being.
Yeah.
And she decided that everything that she felt in her gut initially about not putting up with this kind of behavior, it was time to be like, that's it.
Yeah. I think she had reached a couple of points. She was doing like what Tori was doing, where it was like, these are red flags. And if I was dating this person, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Like it'd be over. But at this point, I am married and I'm trying to commit to this other person. I'm trying to work through this. So normally when I would bail, let's see what happens if I stick around and try and work through it. I think what she was realizing was, if you're there to stick around and try and work through it, and then your partner is still just going to continue to mess up and not reduce the occurrences of the mess ups, that's the issue here, is because you are not being considered. So you don't need to be considerate. That was the same thing that Tori was realizing with her relationship with Felipe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was kind of the similarity here for Belle, for Belle and Mecca.
I guess that's
that is their
former couple name.
Former couple name.
She also brings up what he said about her and her appearance and the dream girl comment. I think that what's going on here is she has since seen it, because a couple of people make comments about having watched the show at this point.
Yes.
And whatever he said versus what she thought he said.
Correct.
Were clearly two different things.
Yes.
So she was very upset having seen that. And I believe that is fueling a lot of the fire that we see in her today.
Because he was trying to get into the semantics of it, but it's the same thing of when he was trying to soften the blow of, is she pretty enough for me?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, is she pretty enough to me? Was how he tried to reword it with her. And she said, no, sir. You said pretty enough for me, which is very different. And that has a very different implication behind it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he admitted, yes, it does. Oh, that is what I said. My bad, my mistake. So it's like to go right off of that conversation into the couples retreat weekend, where then you are going on a rant about your dream girl scenario that you're cooking up
To
here.
be fair, I don't think he went on a rant. I feel like other people, like the other guys, were trying to pull information out of him, and he was trying to be tight-lipped.
I think
a little bit. But once he kind of got rolling, it was like word vomit.
I think he had moments in that where he was explaining and then it wasn't being received well. So then he was trying to clarify and it was just getting worse.
Because what he said, because they roll the tape.
Of course.
Which, thank you.
You should.
For doing that.
You better.
Producers. He said he was into thicker girls. And then Adam kind of probes him for more information about what that means. And Mecca does motion towards his chest area to try to explain without having to verbalize bigger boobs.
Right.
So, to me, is that much different than him having said, I am into girls with big tits? I feel like we're kind of splitting hairs now.
Yeah.
Right? The point is, he doesn't think that her body is attractive to him or attractive enough to him or his ideal.
Or if that's what he's saying it is, because then there's other things where it's like, it could be a whole number of things of physical chemistry that he's not feeling, that he doesn't want to verbalize. This is the one that he is comfortable talking about, even though he doesn't talk about it in the most eloquent way. So like, this is what he's able to express. Not received well, and it shouldn't be.
But do you agree that after the initial conversation that he had with her, where he said he wasn't as attracted to her as she was to him?
Yes.
And then the second situation.
Pretty enough for me.
Yeah.
Now,
that if you're now in this situation where you're being pressured to elaborate, that maybe you just leave it at, no, she's not really my dream girl. You shouldn't even really say that, but like, what is a dream girl?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
A dream girl is a fictional creation.
If I was I think that's what he kept coming back to, was if I was going to dream up a perfect physical specimen of a woman, would she look like Belle in my mind? No. So it's like, I think that
why also are we so focused on the physical aspects of it?
When you don't talk about the physical aspects of anything with Belle, like all of the compliments that he gave her on decision day was all about her personality and the traits that she carries and the respect that he has for her, but nothing about physical appearance at all. So it's like, that's an understated thing too of that. Where if you're not calling attention to that, if you're not telling her she's beautiful, she's going to think back to all of those other times.
Oh, I guarantee that every time he gives her a compliment and he avoids talking about her physical appearance, she is clocking it because he has said so many negative things about the way she looks.
Yes. I don't see how she couldn't at this point with the way that it's come up. I think the other part is...
I also think he's like insane for commenting on her appearance.
For real. And so then, like, as part of that too, I think the other piece of this is where it's just naturally that conversation that was happening, the way it was happening with the guys on camera, where no, this was not being done in a respectful way. You are having this conversation at Belle's expense when she's already told you, we've had this conversation twice now, repeatedly, where that's not okay, that's not cool, and you're doing it again.
It's not okay to not have a filter about the person that you love or that you're married to.
Right.
I mean, usually those are the same person, but
I think he's afraid. He was afraid to say the love part, but yeah. The part that I didn't like about this is how this is part of the whole dream girl thing where Michelle got involved. Michelle got messy with it, where she found out about this and then she goes and tells a bunch of people what's going on with what Mecca said, but the things that she's spreading around are not actually, like, if you're just being told something it's the inference. That's not something that he said, but then you're saying Mecca said this.
Okay, maybe that is what people were more upset about because, like, in our last recap, we spoke about it as though Mecca did say that he wanted a girl with big tits. But that was the story that was circulated because of Michelle.
Because Michelle went to
Caitlyn
first. And that was where this goes off the rails for me too, is because Michelle, if you wanted to be such a good friend and an honest person to make sure that Belle knew, why didn't you go to Belle first and talk to her about it?
Well, because it wasn't even like she approached Caitlyn to say, hey, what should I do?
Right.
Like, I don't know if I should tell her. It was pretty clear that she'd already made up her mind that she had to go tell Belle this information.
Yeah.
But she had to spread it to multiple people first.
Because then, of course, Caitlyn's going to go tell other people too. So then, like, that's where it's going around now. So it's like, that was the other piece that I didn't like about this. Not to say that it was...
But whose fault is this?
I mean, yeah, Mecca started things
Mecca's
off
fault.
with not a good conversation at all. And I think he realized it way too far into the conversation, where then he was trying to back off of it and it was too late. It was already done.
She brings up again that it's like Mecca's trying to humble her.
Yes, that's like the repeated pattern that we've seen in a lot of the different relationships as well.
Yeah. This show, I also feel the same way about Love is Blind. It is such a reflection of the modern dating pool.
Yes.
And I understand why producers would cast people who are a reflection of that, but also it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because that is what a lot of women experience.
Right.
And I think it's a societal issue that there are a lot of men who feel inferior to women. And so they have to knock them down a few pegs in whatever way they feel like they can.
Right.
And I think Mecca is deluding himself if he thinks that that's not what he's doing.
Yes.
Like maybe he doesn't realize that that is the intention behind it necessarily, but it's subconscious.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that is going on in his life that is driven by subconscious that he does not fully understand. And that is negatively impacting the way that he interacts with other people.
He gets kind of shitty because everybody starts pressuring him to take accountability. And he's like, you guys haven't let me talk. Every time that I'm attempting to say something, someone else jumps in and kind of piles on about what a shitty person I was while I was on the show. So can I have an opportunity to say what I have to say?
Yeah.
And again, he's a good apologizer. That's the problem. Like,
right.
But it's empty when you don't change your actions. So he admits that he failed to be a decent human being and husband, and he's sorry for that.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, no, thank you.
that's what I'm saying is like, that's what makes it so hard, is because he does have that empathy. He does have that apology where it is well-intentioned and it's meant, but then if you're not going to do anything to fix the root of the problem, where we can't keep coming back to these apologies. So like, as good as you are at apologizing, get that good at filtering those thoughts and the feelings that you're having before they become a problem. Like that's what we need to hone the skills on and try to build
what is
that
it
up.
about you that you lack confidence in that you feel like you have to knock your partner down?
Right.
To build yourself up.
Yeah. To deeply examine that, because it's a reflection of you in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I think he's got years of therapy, but a lot of these people do.
They should. Yeah.
No, yeah. Men and women on the show, there are quite a few that need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll come back with Felipe and Tori.
Felipe and Tori, I feel
His
bad.
mom was the star of the show at the reunion.
I feel bad for Felipe's mom. Out of everybody,
Anna.
I feel the worst for Anna.
She is rolling her eyes every time her son speaks. It's like she cannot believe that he messed this up.
Yep.
That she has to, I guess, probably be his designated driver tonight.
Most likely.
Yeah.
And she has to buckle him into the back seat. Make sure that he's in his
Make sure he's
booster.
rear facing.
Yeah, rear facing with the passy and the binky. Yeah. The air temperature control's real good. Got to get all that going for him. It's tough. It's tough back there.
I don't know why he even thought that he could attempt to defend the cheating comment.
Right. This was wild to me.
You should have just shown up and said, there's something wrong with me. Like, maybe I'm a sex addict. Maybe
I don't think you can use that excuse anymore. I think Tiger Woods was the last one to do that. I think we hit our limit.
You have to follow it up with, I'm in therapy. And I've learned a lot about myself.
Well, he was trying to say that.
And I can't believe that I would verbalize these things to another person, or that I even had the thought originally.
He had said, I've done a lot of self-reflection this past year.
That's not therapy.
I know it's not. But then that's what he was trying to say, that he was thinking before answering. He's thinking before he speaks now. It's this new thing that he's been trying. And it's like, bro, you need to do that when you're like 4. Like, that's where the skill needs to start. You are a 30-year-old man.
I mean, like Mecca. Second man with this problem on this show.
Good Lord. Just the complete lack of just basic human interaction things that are happening here. I don't know what dating shows are going to look like in 20 years when it's just like,
I don't think there will be dating shows.
No,
I feel like I don't want to go on a whole rant about Gen Alpha. I don't think they want to interact with each other.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where our show that we want to pitch becomes a thing. About getting them to date an AI bot.
Yeah.
Like, that would be much more comfortable.
I think the world's going to end in 2032, so it doesn't really matter. We don't have to go that far out.
But between Felipe and Mecca, I think especially with Felipe, there's a lot of main character syndrome. And that's why he thinks he can say whatever comes to mind.
Right, yeah.
It's all about me.
It's the Felipe show. Yeah. And
Felipe.
Felipe. It's all about Felipe.
Tori's very upset. She's like, how did he ever get on the show? Great question.
I
noticed
how did you get past screening?
Experts stayed pretty quiet.
They were like,
during this part.
I don't know.
Nobody brought up the fact that he just didn't show up to his Zoom calls.
Or the in-person meetings.
That he looked like he had been operating on 3 hours of sleep
Not
for the
even.
ones he did come to.
No, he was up for 36 hours straight, probably at some points. Didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah. How did he get past this screening? It's not fair for somebody like that to be able to be on a show and paired with somebody else who genuinely wants to be married. There was no chance at this working.
No, I don't think so.
No, and the experts keep doubling down on it.
What was their reasoning? What did they give a reason for this at all? I don't think so. I think they just stayed very quiet and they were like, yeah, that is weird. Well, you are the ones that I think it needed to be addressed specifically to the experts then, because she just kind of threw that out to the universe to answer. And it was like, no.
You needed to use their Christian names.
You call them out front and center, and then, give me an answer here. I'm looking for answers today. I'm looking for closure, and I need to know what was the deal in this process. How did you land on this guy? So
Felipe was infatuated with Tori.
Of course.
In hindsight, he's really not realizing that's what it was.
Well, she's smoking hot.
And it became work. You know, being married, it wasn't fun.
It's not fun.
Marriage, he thought, would be just a lot of sex and fun and not a lot of work for him. And instead, he felt smothered by Tori.
A lot of red-pilled propaganda in that expectation list where I thought my wife would just cook my meals and bang me when I wanted when I come home from work. And like, that was it. Like, that was all it was going to be, was just that over and over again.
The idea that Tori smothered you?
Tori?
That's almost as crazy as saying Caitlyn smothered you.
And that's...
You know what I mean? Like, Tori is so self-sufficient.
Tori is a cat, yes. Like, the way that Caitlyn says that she's a cat.
What did she bother you for? Nothing.
She did not rely on you for anything.
She asked you not to cheat on her.
She asked you to take her dog out to the bathroom in the morning while she is on work calls because she's working.
Smothered.
smothered. This is too much. She's expecting so much from me.
So his mom starts crying because what an embarrassment.
I would cry if Felipe was my son too.
Yeah. And she's still really hoping maybe they can get Tori out of this.
Yeah, she's like, I love Tori. Tori's the best. I'm still advocating for let's swap. Felipe is out and Tori is a daughter now. Like, let's just do that. Can we do that? I think that's the way we can net positive this.
Paul hates Felipe now.
Yeah.
Because it was cruel. When he looked at him and was like, look at all the people that you've hurt who love you.
Right.
Look at your mother crying in the audience right now.
It's your mom. It's Tori. It's all these people who are involved around you based on your wackadoo decisions.
It was
that
like
you're
an
making.
Intervention.
It was.
They were like, Felipe, when you sit down, we're going to
to.
need you to spell your name into the camera.
Yeah. I don't know if he could. I don't know.
We've invited you here today to, you're going to listen.
Yes.
Talk about all the ways in which you've hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't get it by the end of this. Like, he's still trying to argue about the game that they played and how Tori got upset.
Because I was like good at a game and stuff. Like, that's what everybody. Well, because that's what people were like. If you knew that you and Tori weren't supposed to be together, why did you try to win her back at the couples retreat the week before decision day? Like, was it that week? Was it the day before? What was it? It was like very
probably
close.
a few days before.
It was very close to decision day. So why would you then like claw your way back that far into this if you supposedly knew that this, it wasn't going to work out? So why did you fight back for that? And he's like, well, I don't know. She was like overreacting. That wasn't even like a real thing. That was me being good at the game based on other people picking me for things because I'm very popular.
It's not my fault that people think that I want to sleep with other people.
It kind of is.
And Tori's like, you said it.
It kind of is.
You said it so many times.
It kind of is.
That's why that's what's ingrained in people's minds about you. When they think Felipe, they think cheater.
Yes. Synonymous with.
Mm-hmm.
See also.
Which also, when you told me that every day we've been together, you thought about cheating on me, that didn't help.
Those were things that kind of go hand in hand in my decision-making process then. Because yes, I'm going to tie those things together. They are very related. Very related.
I hope that Felipe's bed stays empty for a very long time.
The sad part is I don't think it will. Like, I think that's what's frustrating. Yeah.
I think he's going to have to relocate to a new city.
I don't think so.
After people are on a show like this, everybody knows their business.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that slows them down though. Because it's like then you end up attracting other people. I think it's going to change the pool of people that are attracted to them. Because like normally it would be him.
Now it'll be people who want clout because he was on the show.
Correct.
Clout chasing a clout chaser.
Correct. Yep. Yeah. So it's interesting. And then maybe that's how he can learn. Because then he'll be able to experience that. It's not him getting one over on anybody else because it's always, I trick them into thinking that I'm a decent human being and then it turns out I'm a pile of shit. And then it's like, well, no, now it's not that. Now it's you realizing, somebody's going to be using me. I don't like the way that feels. Oh, is that how I've treated other people? That's what I'm saying. It's like, this is the only way that this is a possibility for him to learn from this is to experience a taste of his own medicine is going to be the only way that he would change.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it could be a possibility.
Congratulations to Tori.
Yes.
I mean,
finally.
She got out of this train wreck of a marriage.
Mostly unscathed.
She held her boundaries. And I think she came out of this looking very good.
I wish she would have said more on decision day. And that's what she regretted too, was where she was like, I don't think Felipe should have been involved in this process at all, ever. And like, why is it that I was placed with him? I don't know. That is still going to haunt me for years to come, I think.
Yeah.
Robbed of your opportunity.
Yeah,
to
not a
be
fair
married.
shot.
Yeah, to be married at first sight. This is just, it's a waste.
Adam and Marissa.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is wearing a sling around his arm.
Yeah, he can't go arm in arm with Marissa, and it's not because they're not on great terms or anything. It's because his arms in a sling. He got cooked on a jet ski incident.
No.
I'm sorry. Regular ski.
Yes.
I'm just
so
used to saying jet ski that was what came out.
Yeah, he had to have surgery. So I guess he's not playing pickleball right now. What is he doing?
This is a dark time.
What type of physical activity is he able to engage in?
This is a low point for him. Yeah.
I mean, this would have been a highlight for Marissa had they stayed married.
Oh, this could have been. But would he have been skiing that day?
I bet you he is trading crypto. Like, what's his new addiction?
Yeah, tech bro. He's tech bro. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He's sports betting now. That's the new addiction. I think that's what we're getting into. He's asking Mama and Papa for a measly loan of $1 million so that he can get his sports betting app up and running here. I think that's what's going on.
Speaking of Mama and Papa, they end up asking Marissa about living in the lake cabin and whether she was ever actually serious about moving there because we all saw it.
Yep.
And she's like, I don't know. I was lying.
You know, Marissa's like, looking back on it, I was true in a lot of my vows. The one I was not true to was I was not honest. I was not honest with this man from the very start and for most of our marriage on screen. I didn't tell him what I was actually thinking. And I thought it was like, this is the worst. And there's no way that you've lived with a woman here. But he kept telling me that had happened.
Yeah, the sad part about this is remember that they had met each other out at a bar. That they traded numbers, but they never went on a date.
Years before this. Yeah.
Had that happened,
she could have been the girl.
She would have been back at this lake cabin, and I think she would have made sure to leave before the sun went down.
Yep. Yeah.
And instead, she ended up married to this man.
No. And she was trying to make the best of it, where she's like, I could maybe do it. And then she's like, did he see the bathroom, though? And it's probably like dorm room bathrooms where it was just, here's your shower. Shower doesn't drain, so don't run the water too hot or too fast. You're going to get a little foot bath going.
I don't believe he lives there all the time.
I don't think so. No.
I think that Adam purposely kept a lot of things off camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense.
Like probably where he really lives.
Where he really lives.
His parents, his sister.
Okay. That was the whole
Did
other
we
thing
even
for
meet
me.
Any of his friends?
We didn't meet anybody.
Yeah.
No, there were some friends at the wedding because then that was who his friend's girlfriend or friend's fiance walked him down the aisle. And it was like, that's weird.
No, it's giving American Psycho.
That's weird.
Right? There's something very off about it.
Something's not tracking here.
He's claiming he wasn't surprised by Marissa's answer because of the mismatch.
No, what was it? What was his drag name? It was
Miscompatibility.
Miscompatibility. There it is. Yes, miscompatibility. That was it. They were mismatched because of miscompatibility.
I think he was surprised by her answer.
Yeah. I think it was.
I think he's lying.
Well, you're saying for the ice cream machine, that was the main reason, right? Is that the ice cream maker was the
cherry on top of staying together?
No, was the reasoning of why he was expecting a yes. It was that he came with a gift. He was not expecting that to be a parting gift. So maybe it was a blindside. But even though he's saying he wasn't surprised by her answer, that doesn't seem to track.
She was agreeable. I think that he was expecting that she would be a yes and that maybe he would be a no.
Oh, okay. So that would be a parting gift then of
yes, that's
drown
true.
Your sorrows in
your protein ice cream.
Protein ice cream or whatever you want to make.
Every time you eat a flavorless protein ice cream, I want you to think of me.
Think of me.
And my jet ski.
Think of me fondly when we say goodbye.
They met up after decision day. This is where things get good at this reunion. Like Marissa is bringing all of the receipts, all the tea, all the information.
See, we knew we liked you, but we didn't like who you were with Adam. We like single Marissa. Just the same way as we like interview Sean. We do not like married Sean. Interview Sean seemed like a fun guy, cool guy, neat guy. Good for the project. Good for the experiment.
I feel like you're
interview guy. Interview Sean.
Fake Sean.
Fake Sean.
Fake. I want to get the job, Sean.
Yes. Interview Sean was great. Single Marissa, great. Awesome. Did not like Marissa on the show.
Mm-mm.
But at the reunion, she is doing all the work. All the heavy lifting here.
Apparently, Adam and Marissa met up after decision day. He wanted to come over and hang out and use the ice cream machine.
Oh, well, among other things.
See, maybe he was going to be a yes.
He was hoping
thought that was half his ice cream machine, too.
Oh, they're going to share custody of the ice cream machine. I didn't know that was part of it for decision day.
I don't know.
He was trying to get some hard scoops in, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, he was.
Little Joe Biden summer.
He wanted to hook up, and she was like, no.
No, sir.
In case you still didn't get the message, I have the ick from you.
Yeah.
And I plan on never doing that ever again.
No, friends. We can stay friends if
it
you
actually
want.
Disgusts me to think that it ever happened to begin with.
Yeah, I'm still kind of grossed out by it. But friends. And friends don't bang other friends. So we're not going to be doing that.
That's the first story about Adam and Marissa. Then Marissa proceeds to tell a story about how they both went to the same Halloween party. And
she went to a different pregame, though, because he went to his frat house. She went to her sorority house. And so it was a different
And never the two shall meet until the actual party.
Until the actual Halloween party, when you're in your costumes and you're already a little tipsy. So
a girl approaches her and is like, look at this. Adam sent me a DM. And it was sent on decision day.
At like 12:30 in the afternoon. So like that afternoon, he was back on dating apps. Was it before the decision? She said 12:30.
What time did they
What time did
film?
they do the decision? I need to know what time the decision was.
Was it like 10 a.m.?
That would be something. That would really be it.
He didn't even go to lunch.
No.
They wrapped filming and he started DMing other girls.
Yeah, immediately.
So she tells him, we're never talking again.
Right. Thanks, but no thanks. Friendship ended now. Not necessary.
Except they do talk again.
Well, he apologizes because he was in the wrong. And let me make it up to you. I'll take you out to dinner. We'll meet up. We'll have a nice conversation.
I'll feed you a steak with my bare hands.
If you're lucky.
Could you test my drink to make sure that there's no alcohol in it?
Right. Just like old times. You know? It's going to be great.
All the things that made you start to fall in love with me
so
in
fun.
Cancun.
So
we'll do those
fun.
things again.
Right.
And he shows up to this dinner with a giant hickey on his neck.
A hickey on the neck, which she is appalled by. And then it becomes the entire conversation is just...
hickey or bruise.
Well, no, for
that
him
should have
now.
been a segment.
I was going to say like if we had a photo of it, we could have assessed, definitely. But like for the rest of their, do you call it a date? It's not a date. The rest of the dinner was just him basically telling her how great his life is going. And it was like a way to put her down and elevate himself.
What do you think was going on in Adam's life that made it so great?
Not much.
Like, I was totally vibing last weekend. I played a whole day of pickleball.
I totally, absolutely crushed Courtney in singles pickleball. She's been playing for like years at a semi-professional level, and I've only been playing for like 6 months. So it was pretty impressive.
I would have left the dinner early.
Yeah, I think I would have been like,
did you just come here again to humble me?
This is what I'm saying. That's the
you just want to brag about yourself with the hickey on your neck?
And then she even called it out. She called out the hickey, and he was like, oh, what, this thing? She's like, you knew where it was because you grabbed right for it as soon as I brought it up. Because he was trying to say that he didn't know.
This is an old pickleball injury.
Oh, this old thing? Yeah. This old thing?
When he said, look, I play a lot of extreme sports.
I'm athletic.
Sometimes I get hit in the neck with a pickleball.
Sometimes I need surgery on my arm or whatever. I don't check for my injuries.
Sometimes when I'm bird watching on the jet ski, one flies into me.
Sometimes I accidentally play the eagle sounds a little too loud and startle myself on the jet ski. It happens. I'm an athlete.
It's like, just admit to what was going on.
You knew what you were doing.
Get some cover up.
Please.
Wear a turtleneck.
Don't call her because you probably already had the hickey when you set up this thing to meet up. Like, that was the whole point of you setting this up. Just stop talking.
It was another attempt to hook up with her for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ever realize what she's missing out on here? I don't think so.
I think he misses it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's what his intentions were. And it's like, I think you're only illustrating the fact further that every decision that she's made so far in relation to staying away from you has been good call. Good calls all around.
So then Felipe starts his Ricky Ricardo laugh.
It's not Ricky Ricardo, because you keep saying that. And how dare you? Okay. Because that is not, he laughs like the Joker. He has an unhinged quality to his laugh.
So you hear that from the other side of the room.
Cackling.
And it's Felipe cackling over the fact that he's now good friends with Adam. And Adam didn't share this story with him at all. So this is the first time he's hearing it.
This is wild. Yeah, this is hilarious, actually. This is funny. But it is kind of hurtful because I thought we're like bros now. And so I thought he would have shared stuff like this. Interesting.
Cue Marissa, who was like, oh, your BFF Adam, do you know that he DM'd your ex-wife, Tori, on Hinge? Did he tell you that?
Nope. He seemed to leave out that little detail as well. But Adam has to immediately play it off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I DM'd Tori? Yeah, of course I did. Because I saw a friend on Hinge and I said, hey, hello, stranger. How's life treating you? Or whatever. It wasn't flirtatious at all. It was just me acknowledging someone that I know on Hinge who is now single as well and ready to mingle, maybe.
Who might want to go out to dinner with me.
Testing the waters. I think that's where it's like, yeah, you did that as if she's into it, she'll message me back. Cool. If she doesn't, whatever. I can just say it was a friendly thing that I sent in passing.
Yes, it was 1,000% calculated.
Because what would have been great is if Tori had DM'd anybody else or text somebody, so that way we have a screenshot, receipt, timeline to prove that Tori said, hey, Adam just messaged me on Hinge. I'm going to lead him on to see.
You want her to catfish him.
I want her to catfish him. That's what I want.
I would have liked to see more of the real Adam because he really kept himself hidden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But he's in there.
All gross parts of him there. Yeah.
So also Devin is Adam's other friend. So
Didn't
Adam
like that.
has just, I think, made a point to be friends with the other guys after the show so that they would jump in and defend him at the reunion. And Mecca's starting to get upset because he's like, why is everyone defending Adam?
Right. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't like that either.
And Devin, who's been pretty unproblematic as far as drama goes, is like, well, he didn't try to steal my wife. So, I mean,
that's why I didn't.
Probably why we have a friendship.
That's why I didn't defend you, Mecca. And Mecca's like, did you watch the show? Because that's not what we were talking about out there. Like, did you see that? If anything, that should be a bigger red flag to you that Adam was like gearing you up that I was trying to steal Caitlyn. Okay. And that's not what the conversation was about.
But Mecca was flirting with Caitlyn on the couch.
Flirting.
Because now, again, we're trying to say, well, the conversation we had outside on the patio.
Yes.
Was not flirtatious.
Right.
But you were flirting with her when you were inside on the couch.
Okay.
And I understand that that's not what Devin witnessed and got upset about. Mm-hmm. But it's not like that was your only interaction with Caitlyn.
Right.
That's the stuff that upsets me.
Okay.
Where I feel like you're trying to like divert attention to something else, even though there's guilt in another thing you did.
Okay. Fair.
Which prompts Belle to jump in.
Oh, boy. And Belle's like, yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that, Caitlyn. Because it seemed like some Love Island sort of interaction stuff that was happening of flirtation.
It was like a real, can I steal you for a moment kind of second? Some shit that I'm not into. And had I known that we were doing things like that, I would have invited Devin over.
Which I'm on board with. Yes, this would be good. This could be good. I think that would be a good match. Devin and Belle?
Really?
Do you think so? What do
I
you
never
think?
really considered it.
Think about it.
I don't really think about like swapping and mixing people up on the show.
Yeah, just bouncing between the couples and stuff. Because, I mean, they kind of, even the experts had floated that, where they were like, oh, I mean, we'll talk about that with...
it becomes quite a contentious conversation.
Very important part of the conversation for Courtney and Nick. But yeah, so like, it seems like they do get to like, oh, here's the people that we want on TV. How do we pair them? So I think that's what it comes down to, is that for some of this, they cast the individuals and then they make the couples.
They kind of let people see behind the curtain with that conversation.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering in future seasons if some of the people on the show are going to feel like, well, I mean, it's not necessarily that the experts felt so strongly that I was supposed to be paired with this other person.
Right.
Because there was someone else that they may have matched with somebody else, but we just didn't end up together.
Well, of course there's considerations. Like there's always possibilities, I think. And like that's the whole thing with any of the cast members, is where it's like, yeah, there is that chance that like maybe I should have been, or I could have been better paired with someone else in the group. Like that's always a realistic possibility, I think, from any of the seasons of Married at First Sight. Which obviously season 18 in Chicago, when that was some of the couples did swap.
They figured that out themselves.
Yeah, they pieced that together on their own.
But to bring it back to Adam and Marissa, she has started 2 businesses since the end of this. She is not in a relationship.
Right.
But go, Queen.
Okay.
You know, pop off with your 2 businesses. I wonder what they are.
Something feels an ice cream business with her ice cream maker, which now Adam has, you know, obviously.
Yeah. And CBD gummies for anxiety.
Yeah, that'd be great.
For
what
people with terrible partners.
What a pairing.
And then Adam introduces us to his new girlfriend, Lizzie.
Well, this was weird.
I don't believe it.
Do you know what I thought this was?
Human trafficking.
I thought this was his sister that we didn't meet.
Oh.
To be a character witness for him.
It's possible.
It was weird. It was weird from the start. It didn't seem like a relationship to me.
No. He said they met in Amsterdam and she plays pickleball, although they haven't played pickleball together because he's injured.
Right. Yeah.
But once they play pickleball, Lizzie is very confident that she's going to be much better than him.
Okay.
A lot of what she said was really weird.
Weird. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It seems like a character. And that's where it's like, I think this was just brought in to back up his story, is what it feels like.
Her line that he must want her to deliver is how shocked and confused she is by watching the show, because what she saw on TV is not the Adam that she knows in real life. And it was almost like the show wasn't even real.
See, this felt like this was his cover to... You're saying that Felipe is going to be a social outcast and a pariah in the dating scene in Seattle now. This was Adam's last gasp attempt of, no, look, this is somebody who's vouching for me that, like, I'm not the guy that you saw on the show. It was a bad edit. That's what it was. That's what it came down to.
Because he doesn't want to say that himself, because nobody will go for that.
Nobody will believe that.
You can't say that you thought that you weren't edited well.
Yeah. Well, unless you're Courtney.
So you let Lizzie say it.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
I'm just relieved that we won't have Adam on our televisions anymore.
Yeah,
and I hope he crawls back under the rock where he was hiding before.
I think we're good. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with somebody I'm not excited to see back on my TV screen. It's Courtney and Nick.
Oh, Courtney was actually pretty quiet at the reunion. In comparison to how much she spoke on the show.
Oh, man. I think she was...
on her best behavior.
She was. And she was extra frustrated at that point when she was breaking up with Nick. Like, that was her breaking point. sort of.
Maybe she was sedated at the reunion a little bit.
This was a little different. Yeah. So she comes out the gate pretty quick with her manosphere explanation of why Nick wasn't able to connect with her is because she wasn't soft enough as a woman for him, and that she kind of overpowered him.
She was the alpha.
She was the alpha, right? And that's a big problem, is that Nick's not able to open up to that. And Nick goes, well, I think it's the parts when you were asking me to open up, and then I would have like a vulnerable sharing of my feelings about something, and then you would yell at me about it.
Or shame and embarrass me about it.
Shame and embarrass and tell me not to do that again. And then continue to wonder, why am I not being my authentic self with you? Well, I am being authentic. You just don't like what you're getting out of that authenticity.
That might have been the majority of the reason why. I'm not going to lie. Probably not the whole alpha female thing.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the way that Courtney's rationalized this in her mind. That's what she's comfortable with landing on. It's not anything with me. Well, I mean, except for this one thing where it was maybe I could have been like a little bit more accepting or inviting or whatever.
Nick kind of won me over a little bit at the reunion because they asked him about the whole PR training thing and like, guarding his responses.
It's very polished.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you know what? I think more people should think before they speak. And then just leave a beat and look around the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly Mecca, mostly Felipe.
Like, you're not wrong.
Sean too. And then I would say Adam a little bit. Yeah. So, I mean, you're right in there. Devin's pretty good on the thinking before he speaks. A little bit too much, maybe.
All the guys are listening to Courtney's theories about why this relationship went so poorly. And they're like, you were rude. You were straight up rude to Nick.
Well, not even rude. I think it's like disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because like that was the point where several guys were like, if I had been communicated with in the way that you were communicating with Nick, I wouldn't have been in this.
He put up with it a lot longer.
He put up with it longer than I would have. Which
then somehow turns into a criticism of Nick about why did he let it go on for so long?
Yes.
And so he tells the experts,
Courtney threw that at him. Like, well, then why did you take it for so long? But why did you treat him like crap for every opportunity that you could get? Like, that's the issue here. Not, he took it for too long.
Well, Dr. Lisa also is fishing for an answer on that of why did you stick around? And so Nick is explaining, well, when I came into the show, I told you that normally my pattern would be I'd go on a date, maybe a second date, and I'd hear one thing that I considered a red flag, and that would be it for me.
No more. Yeah.
So I was trying to push myself to go beyond that and stick around longer. But apparently all you did was teach me to just take abuse from somebody who doesn't want to be in a relationship with me.
And Paul's like, and every week you came back, and I was like, I'm amazed that Nick is still here because this is going so bad. It's so bad.
I feel like they let that on at all. Do you think that the experts were really like...
I think he was shocked that every time he came back, and it was like, wow, they're still in it. I think he was amazed.
But it seemed like they kept giving them a hard time, both of them.
But at a certain
point... Versus being like, bro...
At a certain point, they were like,
this
okay,
is not...
reassess. And I think that was... They were gearing up for Nick to leave the relationship on that day. And it still ended up being Courtney saying, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. I'm not waiting till decision day. I'm done.
Can you remind me who it was where Paul had to give this whole speech about how, if there was actually gaslighting involved, that they would never allow the relationship to continue?
There was a reference to emotional manipulation.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was Nikki and Sean.
I can't remember if it was Nikki and Sean
or Caitlin and Devin. Regardless of who it was
not.
If you're going to say that's a boundary for the show, why isn't something like this where somebody is being verbally abused by somebody?
Yeah, that was what was going on.
And it kind of had long-lasting effects on Nick.
Yeah, Nick was like, "Oh yeah, I like tried to date other people since then, and then I like, I don't know, I like freak out and stuff, and then
He's questioning himself
I'm
because
overthinking.
Courtney has made him feel so bad about how he expresses himself, or
Well, because he's hearing her voice at every turn when he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll put my arm around her," and then it's Courtney's voice being like, "Don't do that! Don't put your arm around me."
so he's like, I actually needed to go to therapy, like a lot of therapy.
To try to rewire my brain around Courtney now.
Kudos
Yes.
to a king who went to therapy.
Finally.
Because none of the other ones have.
No, and get them in there, man. Yeah, like you need to tell them, if these guys are your friends, tell them to go to fucking therapy.
I mean, he did kind of blame it on Courtney a little bit. Which I think maybe we could like just go to therapy to work on our own issues.
Well,
but
to be fair,
it is based in her treatment of him.
I was going to say, I think most of his like dating PTSD is probably tied back to, like Courtney is the inciting incident for a lot of that. He was living in abuse in this. Yes. So like not great. Not a good look.
So the experts reveal that they actually considered pairing Adam and Courtney and Nick and Marissa, but then they swapped them.
Which we've analyzed. What would that have been like? It would have been bad or worse anyway, because if it was Nick and Marissa, they wouldn't do anything. It would be both of them trying to appease each other. They would not get anything done. Mm-hmm. Like there would be nothing real in that, nothing tangible. There would be no chemistry, no connection, I don't think. And then Adam and Courtney, they would be always trying to one-up each other. It would always be just a battle of will. And it's a constant struggle. And the assessment, we've already analyzed that because we thought that. We considered that. And it was like, no, that's not good either. That's still bad.
So Adam tells the experts that had he been paired with Courtney, he would have been gone in a week.
Yep.
He would never have been able to put up with her. No. And also, she's trash at pickleball. And Courtney starts to weep.
She's crying now. Yes. She's very upset by this.
He's also really angry at the fact that they suggested they considered pairing them together.
Well, because Mecca even had to point out, he was like, oh, well, she's like, she would be able to match you on like the athletic side of things. Like you're saying that that's a real important thing. So would that have worked out? And he's like, no, absolutely not. Because her behavior is pretty much out of control at this point. The vibes are off.
He didn't even say that. That would have been a nicer way to say it.
No.
So she's crying, and Paul is like, Courtney, I think it's interesting that you can dish it, but you can't take it because you're really taking what Adam had to say, like, to heart. You're pretty upset about it.
Very personal, on the drawing there. You've said horrible, terrible, awful things about Nick repeatedly here. And then as soon as anything kind of comes back your way, as far as like a criticism, something that would be a negative, you just kind of fall to pieces a little bit. You kind of crumble. So like, what's going on there? What's that about?
I kind of understood why Courtney got like so upset, because I think that Adam was really mean.
Yeah.
Not that she doesn't deserve it, because she was a terrible person on the show. But I think the thing that scared me about it was how mad he was getting as he was talking about it. Mm-hmm. Because this is a hypothetical thing that didn't happen.
Well, Caitlin pointed that out too on like part of it. It was one of his answers. I can't remember if this was as part of this response or something with
I think
Marissa.
It was this, because she was kind of like, you're being pretty cruel.
Well, she was saying like he's posturing, like he's so aggressive and posturing. But I mean, like his arm was in the sling, and like he didn't really seem like he was that riled up.
I didn't think that he was physically looking aggressive.
Yeah, but
the way he was speaking, his tone, he was very angry.
That might have been a different answer, though. I'm thinking he might have been talking to Marissa on.
But no, I remember that when Caitlin said that, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, like I wasn't really seeing it in that moment necessarily.
I think Caitlin like misinterprets a lot of the things that she's seeing, as far as thinking that men are being aggressive.
Or she, well, I mean,
and I wonder like what drama there is behind that.
Yeah, or she's seeing what she wants to see, where she's like, oh, this is an aggressive man. And so then it's like, I'm looking for examples of that, maybe to attribute to this. She's, not going off of what's actually happening, but then like trying to fill in the blanks for that.
So Courtney is upset because she's like, I'm not a mean person. That's not who I am. That's why I'm getting so upset.
See, this is
everybody's saying I'm so mean and terrible.
See, this is why you guys would be really good, right? Is because it's both of you were so wildly misrepresented on the show, allegedly, is what you're saying. Not those people. You're not those people. You're different people. So would those different people, your actual people selves, would that have been a better pairing? I don't think so. I think you guys would have still not got along.
I did notice that we didn't hear anything from Courtney's new boyfriend, Alex. He was just there.
He doesn't get to say anything. He
just kind of waved.
He doesn't get to say anything.
He's used to that.
No. And of course, it's the best relationship ever, even though I think based on her social media profiles that she has set up essentially as dating profiles now, it's, do you think they're still together at this point? Or what do we, like...
Her and Alex? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Based on how she was still fishing around here. No, I don't think so.
Devin and Caitlin.
Okay. Yeah.
So the big thing here between them is Caitlin wanted to argue in private. She felt like the reason she was so into Devin at the wedding, but then kind of did a complete 180 at one point was because of the argument about her going to the gym in the morning.
Okay.
On the honeymoon, right?
Yeah.
That she didn't like that they had that conflict on camera because she wanted to handle all of that without being filmed.
Yeah.
And the experts are like, you're on a TV show, right? So
there's like an element there where you signed up for the whole thing to be, it is
like
public.
The expectation that you would meet somebody that you've never met before. And like when you had conflict, you wouldn't talk about it in front of the cameras, even though you're committed to filming a TV show for 6 weeks, doesn't really make sense to anybody else.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's really matching with the expectations that you would have for this sort of thing that you're signing up for necessarily. So
she wanted to handle this the Marissa and Adam way then, right?
Just to pretend like everything's fine? And then, well, because, okay, here's the thing. At least Devin and Caitlin fought in private. I will give them credit for that. Because at least you're doing that. Marissa and Adam, they just pretended like everything was fine and didn't talk about it too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worse. I feel like that is objectively worse. Because at least for Devin and Caitlin, then they're able to try to attempt to work through it in some way, even though not so good.
I don't know. It just said a lot about her to me.
Yeah, because it's the mixed signals, too, of...
Because it's like you don't want to be, in my opinion, held accountable for what happens when you have a conflict.
Okay, that's a part of it. That could be. Like, this is just adding to the mixed signals elements of her in general, though, because that was the whole thing where Devin's like, she was so hot and cold, back and forth, green light, red light. Sometimes green light and red light were on at the same time, and I didn't know what to do with that. And it's like, well, that's kind of summed up very nicely there, too, where it's like, well, I wanted to be on a TV show about a marriage relationship, but I didn't want to film any of the conversations that were, maybe going to be disagreements.
Okay. Also, when were they supposed to have those conversations about conflict off camera? Because then they tell us they almost never saw each other when they weren't filming.
Right. And then even the times where they were talking about it and she was like, yeah, I had that all over my Instagram stories.
My
Snapchat stories. And it's like, okay, so it's still performative. Like there's still cameras. You know what I'm saying? Like an element to that.
So the thing that was funny about that to me was Devin was like, I can think of these 2 times that we did something off camera. And then she's like, no, it was like 4 times.
Yeah. That's not even the 2 I was thinking of.
I was like, okay. So in 6 weeks, you spent time with each other off camera 4 times.
And instead of being documented by the Peacock film crew, you are documenting it instead for social media for your account.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's still in front of camera. Do you see that it's still performative? It's still a persona that he's interacting with that is not your true self?
I think he stuck around longer than he should have.
He absolutely did. Well, he was trying. He's trying, and then he stuck around too long because then he got frustrated to a level that was not constructive at all.
I feel like she wrote him off and then didn't want to spend any time like committed to getting to know him when there weren't cameras around because she had to finish filming the show.
Right.
And that was it.
Well, she was blaming it on, it's the other guys who like would get in Devin's head and then he would come around and then he'd be all upset with our relationship. And it was like, just let us be, it's everybody else who's influencing him.
Can I just say everything that she is trying to do is isolate her partner in a relationship where it's like, we can't have conflict in front of another person. Also, you can't go to other people to talk about our relationship and get advice because that's inappropriate as well.
Well, also, like for him, he wasn't bringing advice or saying, the guys told me that I should bring this up. It's like, he'll talk about his relationship with other people. And then sometimes through that, people are like, that's not great. Or there's
someone
feedback,
will comment on
something that draws his attention to it, or they'll ask him a question that'll make him think about how do I feel about that. Now let me take that back to Caitlin and involve her in this process. And she's like, ugh, I don't want that. I don't want any of that. So like, we're not looking at working through stuff or talking about our feelings. And so like, that's not Caitlin's jam at all. She's not here for that. So she didn't like that when Devin would go out and then he'd come home and he'd want to talk about stuff.
She may be the woman I dislike the most on this.
Overall?
Yeah, in this season.
Not even Nikki? Who? Nikki?
No,
Nikki at least stands on... Nikki stands on business. I think Caitlin stands on business too, in some ways.
I don't know.
But like, not in good ways.
Yeah.
In her own self-serving drama ways, but not in positive, productive ways. So I think that's where I have the issue here. And the experts are still fishing around for like, well, what is it? Like where did we go wrong?
If you had to kind of nail down like what the miscommunication was when we matched you, like what's the problem?
You guys like on paper is pretty good, if we do say so, as the experts who tried to match you guys. So like, what was it that was missing? And they narrow it down to their sense of humor.
Guess is that their sense of humor was different.
Because he'll joke about things and his jokes made her uncomfortable.
I think she's a private person who was not prepared to do a show like this.
Yeah, I think you guys need to vet these people better and know when it's a facade, because this is not the real person that is going to show up in the relationship.
Yeah.
It's a person who is interviewing for the job. That's what's going on.
It's a great intro to Sean and Nikki.
It's Sean.
This is our last couple.
Sean and Nikki.
So I didn't even realize this happened in the wedding episode.
Oh, yeah.
But Paul brings up the internet has been talking about the fact that Nikki didn't realize Sean was her husband at the altar.
I thought it was a joke. I thought she was I thought she was joking.
No, apparently she was serious.
She was dead serious.
She felt like his outfit was giving officiant.
She thought he was Pastor Cal. I think she thought he was Pastor Cal for a second.
She won't say that though. They're like, you can't mention.
Yeah, they're like, no.
The experts of the past,
because otherwise we're gonna have to pay him for it. It's a very complicated setup.
I keep seeing his videos come up on like my Instagram.
Yeah, I don't like his takes. I don't like his
He's
stuff.
like, I'm still around.
Unfortunate. Yeah, he's fishing for another spinoff somewhere.
I don't think he wanted to lose this job.
No, I think he was really banking on it.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, I think we're all done.
So Paul then asks why they never really blended their family and friends, as if the whole lack of community thing was
that's
what
did
ultimately did.
Right. Yeah, that was the nail in the
relationship.
coffin for this relationship that was 5 stars otherwise.
So Sean has to defend himself. I did introduce her to my family. I'm very close to my family. I do a weekly FaceTime with them. She never invited me in to her community.
Right. Yeah, and her response is pretty swift here, where she's like, yeah, I was trying to protect my community from meeting Sean.
I unfortunately had to interact with him because you guys matched me with him, but I'm trying to create a boundary of psychological safety for all of my family and friends.
I'm trying to minimize the damage that this man is going to cause to my life. That was what I was doing. I was firewalling and protecting my loved ones.
Hilarious.
So if you're asking me the reason, that would be a great reason. Yeah, that I would have to point to.
Her mom is here in the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and Nikki's explaining that it was hard for her mom to watch what happened with Sean. I think they actually ask her mom about it. And she is upset at the things that she saw on the show about how Sean was treating Nikki and the things that he had to say about her.
Right.
And instead of giving her an apology, Sean says he's sorry that she felt that way, and then proceeds to ramble on and on about how it was like a deficiency in Nikki.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it was her shortcoming because she didn't let him meet her support system. And support system is very important. And that's very important for Sean. Family is very important. And that's how he relies on to like help him through and process stuff. And Nikki didn't do that. So like it was just another reason why Nikki sucked at marriage was that she was real bad at that. And sorry you feel that way. And Nikki has to point out, she's like, Sean, you just said so many words and none of it has any meaning. Like it was all so empty and hollow and just like useless stuff.
I'm glad that Nikki spoke up for herself because the experts didn't really have much to say to Sean.
Nikki's asking multiple times. She's like, can you guys chime in on this? Like, am I losing it here? Or this is, I don't feel like I'm coming out of a wrong place here for this.
I really think she deserves an apology, just like Tori deserves an apology for having been matched with Felipe.
Man.
Nikki deserved one for them bringing Sean on this show.
Well, are they going to recast Tori and Nikki for the next season? Just like how Nick had his joke that he'll be on Married at First Sight season 21. No, he won't. That was a joke, right?
I'm sure he's looking for another dating show where he can finally redeem himself.
I don't know. Dude doesn't seem good at dating, so
no. Well, think of how bad this would be for your career being on reality TV shows where you were made out to be like a boring lump on a log that said absolutely nothing the entire time.
Yeah, he was kind of doormat for this. So yeah, it definitely did not match up with the persona that we were expecting from somebody who's like a reality TV clout chaser type of person.
So Sean has seen himself on the show and yet not really taking any accountability for the things he said or did.
No.
And that brings us to the conversation about him explaining his needs to Nikki.
A wife's duty.
Yes.
Yes.
And this man tries to defend it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He tries to defend everything. He doubles down on things.
Right.
Because he doubled down on telling her she was a 7 in New York. He's doubling down on this. He's defending pretty much every nasty thing he ever said to her by trying to say she deserved it.
More nasty things. Yeah. Like he's defending the nasty things that he said with more nasty things that he's saying right now. And then that's where it's like, is anybody going to check this guy on anything? Like, this is getting out of control here.
It was nuts that the experts didn't intervene and say, like, Sean, your behavior was completely out of line.
Way out.
And we're embarrassed that we put someone on this show who subjected their partner to the things that you did.
Yeah. Yeah. So
nobody says that though.
No.
Instead, Dr. Elise is like, how about you guys both end this by saying something nice about each other?
And Nikki's like, how about no? I don't have anything nice to say. So
well, she's like, I was really reaching on the show when I did say nice things about him that I in hindsight, regret. So I will not repeat them again.
I'm not here to puff this man up anymore. Like, I think his ego is just as big as it can ever be. So, like, I'm not going to add to that anymore. I'm not going to throw any more fuel on that fire. And then he was like, thank you for being a black woman.
He was grateful that they matched him with a black woman.
And Nikki's that's the nice thing that he had to say about her.
And he's like, so
to wrap things up,
that's all that I am.
Right.
You know, like, I'm a shell of a person. I'm a black woman that you were matched with. Even Caitlyn looks like she wants to die.
Caitlyn's face she
wants to melt into the chair because she's sitting in front of Sean.
Yes. And so every time that they cut to Sean when he's talking, you're seeing Caitlyn's reactions in real time. And she is so grossed out by everything that he's saying. Rightfully so, because it's terrible. All the stuff. Because, yeah, they're both single, but Sean's DMs are full. That inbox is loaded up. A lot of Lisa Leslie lookalikes are DMing him. So, like, he's got his hands full, you know? Lisa Leslie?
I don't want to say good luck, Sean. That's what he said.
I was thinking more Leslie Jones probably would be
Leslie
the DMs.
Jones would put him in his place.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's who he needs. Is a little bit more of that energy.
Final thoughts on this season?
Oh, God.
I'm embarrassed that we were such stans for Belle and Mecca.
It was so close if he could have fixed himself, but he didn't. Yeah, so, like, that was the problem. I think it still is a good match on paper. That was where we got confused.
Okay, Paul.
Well, I'm just saying. I think it was a good match in theory, and then it was just I didn't want Belle to stay in it longer than she was willing to, because, like, I wanted her to have that realization on her own of, like, you can't keep giving second chances for somebody who's not going to change, because it did sound like he was willing to change on a lot of those instances, and then come to find out, well, it's the behaviors aren't changing, so then that's where the problem is. I think my favorite part of this whole season was literally that last scene when Sean was bragging about his DMs, and then Felipe was, like, clapping, slow clapping.
Like one of those like monkeys with the chimes in their hands.
That was the reaction.
Like how he was
Everybody
clapping.
else is like, ugh, because it was so out of pocket to be saying it at that point in time. And Felipe's like, all right, Sean.
I understand wanting to make good TV, but at this point, I feel like there are no dating shows that are enjoyable to watch because there are so many disgusting men on them.
Yeah. Okay, I would say what's scary about this.
And there were toxic women here too.
The women are getting toxic now too, because it used to be, it was like all the dudes were toxic. So, like, significantly dudes were toxic. Now we're getting toxic dudes and toxic ladies. So that's where I'm getting worried a little bit. Like, most of the time it's
a lot of bad vetting. People who pretend to be someone that they're not. They're not being honest about what they're actually looking for in another person. They're not really considering what marriage is going to be like or what the commitment of being on a reality TV show is like. Like, the number of things that they did wrong at casting someone who says things that make them sound like a sexual deviant. Like, a lot of this is bad.
Yeah, not good. Get more neurodivergent people on your staff to vet these people.
Yeah.
I guess I think is my main
send
takeaway.
him in. I could have seen a couple of them, send Adam in.
Oh,
send
please.
Sean, Felipe. It would have been about 3 seconds.
Sean would have got past my radar based on interview Sean, is what I'm saying. But then the moment that I would have seen him with Nikki, I would have been like, pull this man from the show.
They need to start, and I don't know if they do this, but if they don't, I think they need to add it. You need to be asking their exes questions.
Ooh.
We need 3 references.
Yeah.
And then you need to call them and say, what was it like being in a relationship with this person?
I don't trust that either, because I think Adam made up Lizzie, or he's related to her. Numbers. And this is fake. These are fake references.
They're all Google numbers, Google voice numbers that Adam will respond
pretty much
from.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
No, you're going to need to get on FaceTime, a Zoom call. We're going to need to see you. Catfish rules.
Felipe didn't even do that. You think the references are going to do that? They're not going to be able to vet these people properly. That's still the problem.
Well, what are we doing next, Corey?
This is it. We are done with Married at First Sight season 20.
Yeah.
No more episodes coming out, so that wraps that up.
Yeah, what a journey.
But hey, we still got a bunch of other stuff coming up. We've got Death of a Pastor's Wife, which is the Netflix documentary that's out now. We're going to be catching up on that.
So we saw this unfold on TikTok.
This
when she originally
as
disappeared.
it was happening. I saw the trailer for this and I was like, this sounds familiar. And then I remembered back and I was like, oh, I think this might be the thing that I think it is. And I think it is what I thought it was.
So a little true crime. We love when we dabble in true crime.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is back for a new season on September 16th.
Well, yeah.
We are going to be recapping the entire season. There are going to be podcast episodes.
Yes.
So last year, what we did was we did after parties on Patreon. Not doing this year.
Not that. Yeah, we're going to be doing episodes. So they'll be on the feed for Surviving Reality. You'll be able to catch those, among other things, because that's going to be a busy week in September. We also have Traitors New Blood starting up on September 17th.
So you got 2 back-to-back nights of premieres of television.
Back. And I mean, Traitors, usually there's like a couple episodes that drop. I think they're doing 2 this time. I think they've done, sometimes they'll do 2, sometimes they'll do 3. Mm-hmm. So this one is the non-celebrity version of...
Yeah, we're going to get some regular old...
Well, not old necessarily. I mean, some
will be old.
Some will be. Usually, they throw that in as
But some regular people,
some regular average Joes, some Joe millionaires.
I'm kind of excited about because it's fun, in my opinion, when we watch those seasons of Traitors, because nobody has any expectations of each other coming into it.
You can't tell who the gamers are, especially if the gamers are playing dumb.
Yeah.
So that's always the thing, is that on the celebrity version, when you have people from Survivor and Big Brother, it's like they get called out as the like strategizers who are really trying to figure out the game. So
you don't know who that's going to be.
Yeah.
Also, I love that people can come in and make up fake stories about themselves.
Yes.
Because that happens a lot when it's regular people, and you obviously can't do that in the celebrity version.
Yeah, like when you introduce yourself as Corey and Carly, and then we don't actually know each other or anything, you know? We're just in the mansion together. Each other? Yeah, we're just in the mansion together, right? We're also we just both got cast for the same series.
Was
here.
that on New Zealand when they
there
had
was
the
UK.
mother and son?
Oh, there was Australia?
Is that Australia?
And then there was one in the UK where it was like the magician and his girlfriend, and they pretended like they didn't know each other, and then he revealed it at one point, and it was like the worst possible time that you could reveal that. So I guess that's the other part, is if you're going to come in with a secret, you better keep that secret, I suppose. But we'll see how it plays out, because I have no idea. I haven't seen anything about it. I'm going in completely blind, but love doing Traitors recaps because that gets my anxiety brain cooking.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.